Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be another video today. Another video response. Good morning and welcome back to my back porch. Um, I've got my Bones radiator pipe. This is actually an original radiator stem, Morgan Bones bowl. I got some Jack Daniels sour mash. Ah, Green Label. Picked it up in Austin, Texas. And in the pipe, I've got some. I'm going through the tin of Exhausted Rooster. Smoking pretty well in this. Anyway, this is a video response. This is for Lewis. Luis? This is for the Duke of Wales. He's having his 100 subscriber giveaway, so I imagine maybe not everybody's heard of him. He's a U.S. Army endodontist. Oh, he's not like a dentist or an orthodontist. He's the root canal guy, I think. Working out of Fort Bliss in El Paso. Is it Fort Bliss? I think it's Fort Bliss. Anyway, I've been following him for a while on YouTube. I really like him. I'd love an opportunity to meet him. Consider him one of my YTPC buddies. And like all of us, he has different hobbies outside of pipe smoking. And that's what he wants to know about. He himself, he's a whiskey drinker, he's a beer drinker, and he's like an archer, an archery hunter. All right? And those are the things outside of pipe smoking that he has a passion for. And he wants to know what we have a passion for. What's our other hobbies and interests? And he wants a story to go along with it. Well, if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know about my other interests. You know I like coffee, and I like beer and whiskey and things like that. But I guess I'll talk about coffee today because I was in the military. It's kind of I had this for my Berg video earlier. I got this hat in basic training. Still has the camo stain whenever we got painted up in camo paint. I want to tell a story about coffee. Now, I'm not going to say connoisseur or aficionado or anything like that, but I started really getting into roasting my own coffee about 10 years ago. I had gotten out of the military, and I was a private contractor working in Iraq with the Marines. No, I wasn't one of those mercenaries or anything. Can you imagine? No, I was basically a glorified driver's license clerk. I would do biometric, I'd take fingerprints and photographs of all the non-Americans trying to work. People from Turkey and Sri Lanka and India. It doesn't matter. It was a part of security vetting, security investigation. It was just I was on the very low end of it. Anyway, but it was in that time that it was a couple years back, I started drinking coffee, but I wanted it to be better. And the PX, the Post Exchange, the store at that base, they were selling popcorn poppers, which I had read would be good for roasting coffee. Fun, yeah, selling popcorn poppers at the store, but no popcorn. And that's the kind of stuff they would do. They would sell hot dog buns, but not hot dogs. They would sell maternity jeans, but you're not allowed to be pregnant over there. But anyway, it was a little ridiculous. So I had gotten this popcorn popper, and I made an order to a unroasted coffee bean website and had them send me over some coffee so I could start roasting coffee in the popcorn popper. And it was great. It was fantastic. I got a grinder, I got like a cheap grinder, and I just started making coffee in the ordinary coffee pot. And it was a revelation. It was amazing. It completely transformed my coffee experience, and it was wonderful. And I had a lot of Marines that I was working with in the same office space, and they were enjoying the coffee too. But there was this one guy, this one Marine, uh, Corporal Mitch Waite was his name. Uh, Funniest guy I've ever met, and I've told this story in different coffee Voxer chats that I've been in, so I thought I would share this with you. I've gone to all this trouble to roast all these batches of coffee in my spare time, and I bring it up and I grind it, fresh for the Marines, and I make this nice, beautiful, fragrant pot of coffee, and at this point I was like, you better drink it black. You better appreciate the flavors. I was like a pseudo snob or whatever, and I was telling Corporal Waite that we got coffee and it's fresh and it's delicious and it's amazing. And he's like, awesome, make me a cup. Let's make a pot. So I made a pot, and he pours himself a big giant cup, and he proceeds to fill it up with, sweet, French vanilla or hazelnut and all kinds of sugars and creams. And I'm just sitting there horrified. What are you doing? And he said to me, and I'm not going to use the profanities, he said, I want my mother fudging coffee to taste like mother fudging candy bars. That has stayed with me for 10 years, and I always get tickled when I think about that, And so kind of gave rise to the, if you're in my coffee circle, the candy bar in a cup drinks. That's the origin of that story. That's where that came from, and just watching Lewis's. He asked for a story about our passion. I love coffee. It is fantastic. Couple it with the military gear and all that stuff. That's the story that stood out to me. So if you're watching this still, please go subscribe to Lewis, Duke of Wales. Get in on his 100 subscription giveaway. He's going to be giving away some tobacco, and we could all use more tobacco. So, Lewis, congratulations again. Thank you so much for the giveaway. Well-deserved 100 subs. You'll be at another 100 in no time. I do enjoy your videos. I do enjoy your reflection time, and your story. Your story about taking down the deer. That was great. So, that's it for me. I'm going to finish this whiskey, and I'm going to finish this pipe, which they go well together, I think. So that is all for me. I sure do appreciate you watching, and I'm going to quit dragging this out. Take care. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week. And for the love of God, smell my beard.